My name is Octavia, and I started at Stonecreek around 2016. And I think I was looking for a church home. I was newly married or getting married, and you're right down the street. You're like a mile down. This is perfect. I can't wait. So I just walked in all on the faith of Jesus and hoped that that was my home. So I stayed at Stone Creek for my children. I look for a church just for my children a lot of times because it was important for me for my children to be solid in the Word and knew who God was, and I knew that I needed help with that. So the children's department was the reason why I stayed at Stone Creek. They've gone to Wake, they've gone to all of the outings, they've done volunteer work, and it has completely changed my children and who they are and who they want to be. I was getting a divorce, and I didn't know who to tell, or if I could tell somebody, or what to do. Pastor Howard, I sat down and I spoke with him, and he helped me get counseling. He helped me figure out what my next steps were, because I couldn't tell my family and I couldn't tell my friends. So all I knew is to go to church and see if somebody somewhere could help. But it was everybody that loved on me, that cared about me, that called. It wasn't a week that went by that somebody didn't call and say, hey, what are you doing? You need to get out the house. You need to do something. Where do you need help? And that makes me want to help somebody else. When I got pregnant, I was in a car accident, and I didn't even know I was pregnant. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I was going to decide to get an abortion. I was going to give the baby away because I was getting a divorce. And I was like, what am I going to do with a brand new baby and 2 teenagers by myself? I had $23 in the bank. Angela Cole means the absolute world to me. And in the beginning, you wouldn't have never known it. But I remember sitting on the couch and telling her, I don't know what I'm going to do with this baby. And she said, well, what do you want to do? She never judged me when I said abortion or adoption. And I was afraid of that. I was afraid to tell her everything because I was afraid that she might treat me different or might not want to be around me, or I would lose her. And I told her everything. She went to the hospital with me, and we saw the baby, and she videotaped it. And that was the first time that we really knew I was pregnant. At that moment, I said, we're going to keep her. And at that moment, I knew that she was going to be in my life forever. And so that's why I wanted her to be Ava's godmom. I wasn't going to have a baby shower. I didn't even know if I was going to keep the baby. Apparently they knew something that I didn't, because they had planned this huge baby shower, and I didn't know what to expect. But I literally had everything a baby needs for the first 2 years of their life. I was so overwhelmed. Like, I literally did not need and want for anything. This little girl, I believe when God has a plan, He takes care of it from the beginning to the end. And this little girl was taken care of before she even got here, from the beginning to the end. And now with a church family like Stone Creek behind her, it's beyond. I couldn't even imagine what life would have been without the people in Stone Creek. Church has always been church, and then you had home, but I don't even call it church, because Stone Creek is not just church to me. It's almost like life to me. It's beyond church.